Hello everyone, this time I'd like to show you the MiniZ Super24 competition digital and tell you what the idea is behind this formula. So when I started racing digital, I looked up in the internet which formula are common and I found none, right? So I come from the analog world where I drive some scale auto in 124 or SLP Cup. I don't know if you know that, but so what I'd like to say is there are formulas, right? Technical regulations where you stick to and you build a car and you go to racing, right? And for the digital world, there's nothing similar. So I have to create something on my own. So I wrote a technical regulation. It's only available in German currently. And I also provide a manual how to build this car, because for most beginners, it's super complicated to know which parts you have to order, where, how to build them from scratch and so on. So this a very steep learning curve, and I'd like to flatten that. So someone who can tune a Carrera digital car can also build this one, right? The main difference is that this is scale 1 to 28 and this is 1 to 24, and this is super fast and that's slow. I mean, this is the main reason why I built this. Okay, so what are the parts, right? This is the Kyoshi MiniZ body that only weighs about 36 grams. And then we have the metal chassis from Plafit. So number is 1700C. It's also called Super24 competition. That's why the name is so complicated from this formula. And it comes pre-assembled. So this was super important for me. And it's cheap, right? It's in Germany, it's about 56 euros or something. And everything is included, right? You have the tires, you have the guide blade, the brakes, everything is included except the motor, right? And it's pre-assembled, as I said, so it's not very complicated. You only have to glue the body on the chassis, and that's in detail described in the manual. And as the wheels are very, very tiny, right? It's 24 millimeters. It's very easy to glue the body onto the chassis. Super easy, really. Yeah, so, and for the motor, yeah, I have a deal with slotpoints.de. So not a money deal. It's more like Eki cares about the formula and provides reels that are ready to race, right? So the sponge tires are already glued and trued, and this is also true for PU-Reifen, for polyurethane wheels. I show them to you in a second. So you can buy them glued and trued. So you only have to put that on the race car and you're good to go. Yeah, so the car itself is super lightweight. So this is super important for digital racing because you have, so the current, right, is shared between all cars. So you have to be very efficient. And this is why this car only weighs about 140 grams. So it's super light. The motor is SRP 25,000, yes. And we drive them about with 13 volts on my big track and about 9 volts on my small one. Yeah, so that's basically it, right? So you have a formula where it is described in detail, manual how to build this car. It's super fast, super reliable. The chip is from Frankslot mini decoder, and yeah, I really recommend to just use that one because that does not burn like others, right? I tested a lot and it's super sustainable. It's super reliable. It just works, right? It just works. So if you look for a good chair for Carrera digital, use the Frankslot mini. It's, I mean, you know, when you have a high performance motors installed, then it's crucial to have the right chip that's capable of handling it, right? So yeah, that was the idea. So when I started on my digital track, I used like most people carry digital cars with the PU tires, and yeah, they were not that fast, right? With 1050 gear ratio. So at that point, the maximum speed was reached, and then I have to travel 7 meters more. It's more like trains, right? So it was not that much fun. Then we came up with the idea, okay, let's tune those cars. It's quite expensive, honestly. We changed the gear ratio. We have this front slot, rear axle kit, front axle kits. We use sponge tires. So for sponge tires, they have a good trick. So normally, let's have a look at the mini sets. So there are a couple of different bodies available. So this is something that I painted, like that one, like the Corvette. Yeah, anyway, sponge tires, yeah. So normally you have to put them in something like this, so prevent them from drying, and yeah, you have to really care about them, right? Or you can make your life much easier if it's a lot in your club. And I use the Nivea cream body lotion, put it on the tire every time you race. Then it takes 3 turns, and then you have super grip for the whole day, period. I mean, super simple, right? And then you just put it back wherever you like to have your cars, and don't care about the tires anymore. That's it. And the good thing is that you can drive those cars or the wheels down for 2 years or so. So 90 kilometers or something, no problem. And yeah, it's super fun, super easy. Yeah, so in my track they reach about 7 meters per second, something like this. And I mean, our Carrera digital out of the box is about 4.7, and tuned with it's about 5.9. So they are quite fast. So that's it. So yeah, in case you have any kind of questions, just write a comment below, and I'd like to give you some advice when building, or send you some pictures, or whatever is required to make you happy with this formula. Yeah, have fun, enjoy, bye.